Good evening, everybody. Welcome to El Toro Dice Club. El Toro here. So I wanted to thank everybody for watching the videos. I appreciate the support. It really means a lot. I never really anticipated in getting a ton of viewers, to be honest with you. It's flattering, very, very flattering. So I'm going to point right up there. There we go. Up here, somewhere up here is where there's supposed to be some kind of like button or subscribe button. Do me a favor, y'all. Subscribe. I appreciate that. It means a lot to me when you do. Got a lot of viewers. I'd like to increase the subscribership. Just more than anything else, it's just kind of neat. So anyhow, a lot of questions on, it's pretty consistent throughout all the questions is, hey, I like your roll, everything looks good, but how do you roll when you're not, how do you bet when you're not shooting the dice? And that is an excellent question, because there are so many million different ways of doing things out there that everybody gets confused. I mean, there's a lot of people that are going to get confused on this. So I came out with my own little deal again, kind of what I do, but it works for me, and I seem to play it relatively easy, or with more frequency than all the other ones. So it's not a thin system. Sometimes I'll bet, it just depends too on the table. Sometimes I'll bet nothing but just a 6 and 8 and then a all tall small. It just depends how I feel, and it also depends on how the table is going. Sometimes the table's not going so good, so, or you know what I mean? It's not so much that, the table's the table. Sometimes it's more I don't feel so good about it. I'm just not feeling it some days. So I just play basic 6 and 8, all tall small, and some hard way bets, $1 each or whatever. I'll hit and be done with it. But when I am feeling good and I feel positive about my day, I'm going to go out there and I'll show you what I do. I buy in for usually 1,000 to 2,000, but I'm going to do this like this for right now, smaller bets, so you guys can see. Again, nobody's doing this to make a living except for me. So what we're going to do is, this is $200. I'm going to get $10 in ones. And then I'm going to show you how I actually play this thing. That's 10 right there. Yeah, that's 10. All right, so 10 ones go back. So this is what I'm buying in with, 200. And I've got my random shooter. My wife, she's going to basically pick up these dice and she's going to pitch them. And we're going to land on this side of the table today. So she's going to be opposite the table from me. So she'll be shooting them random. Now, what you guys, I kind of got the video focused here between the space so y'all can see what I'm doing. I am going to be playing a 2-1-2, which is going to be a $5 all tall small bet. So that's going to go up here in the all tall smalls. Okay. I play it because it's an inexpensive bet, so that if a random shooter gets on a roll, then I might be able to pick up $30 on one side or $60 on one side. But if the shooter is just your typical random shooter and you get 4 or 5 rolls out of them, I've lost $5. But hopefully when you guys see what I do here, it's negatable. It's really not a big loss of any kind. So I'm going to put this up in the chip rack and show you what we do. So, random shooter, are you ready?
Yes, ready.
All right, here we go. All right, on a come out roll, I've got no money on the table. I do not play contract bets whatsoever. And again, let me mention this. I do not like to be bound to where I cannot take my money off the table. That's why I personally do not do come bets. I don't bet DCs. I don't bet the don't pass or the pass line on anybody at all. I prefer to be able to pull all my money down and say, okay, I'm done. So here we go. Something happened with my light here, y'all. Hold on. There we go. Perfect. Okay, quiet. All right, so come out roll, dice are out. Random shooter, 7. There we go, 6, 1, 7. 617. On a come out roll. Doesn't help me, doesn't hurt me, but I lost my $5. Okay, all tall small loses on that 7 on a come out roll, so I'm going to rebuy it in for $5. That's my gamble. Here we go. Come out roll again. That's a 314. 314. Okay, I'm going to mark the 4 on my all smalls. It's 3-1, it's easy. And here's how I play. This is the important part for most everybody. 4 and 10 are hard numbers to hit. So they're going to get $5 or 1 unit, depending on what you're playing, okay? The 5 and 9, a little bit easier to hit. So we're going to get 2 units on those. And then this is where the strategy is similar to my other betting plans, okay? It gets heavy, and this is where the heaviness comes in. It's tough to do because it's actually more than what my 200 plan is. So I put $30 on the 6 and 8. And the reason I do that is, and you guys who are playing for a while, you already know that there's more dice combinations on the 6 and 8 to hit than there is a 4 and a 5, and that's why these stagger down, okay? So this is how I place my bet. Now, this is where I am at risk right now. Like anything else, I am at risk. Out, anything can happen. So that's a hard 10. Anything can happen. She rolled 5-5, which is good. I'm going to get $9 for 5, or I'm going to get 10 for 1. So I'm going to drop my dealer $1. He's going to give me 10 back. Now what we're going to do is I'm bringing down my 4 and my 10. Okay? I'm bringing them down. So my strategy basically is I'm going to hit the number and I'm going to be bringing down its pair, its opposite side, right? So the 4 and 10 are opposite or sister numbers. The 5 and 9 are sister numbers. 6 and 8 will be sister numbers, right? I guess that's what I call them. Careful. My goal, my objective is to get as much money off the table as possible, as fast as possible. That's a 4 and a 2. 4, 2, 6. So 30 pace 35, that's a nice little hit. This is what happens for me, right? I bring down the 6 and my 8. That was a good hit for us because I recouped what my at risk was on the table. So far, recap, we've hit the 4, we've hit the 10, we've hit the 6. That's 3 rolls, right? Now, the average shooter, the average random roller, dice up, will throw the dice anywhere between 4 and 6 times before throwing a 7. That's a hard 8, 4, 4. Hard 8, 4, 4. Okay, so I missed out on the 8. Yes, I did. I sure did. I missed out on that 8, and I'm okay with it because I want to get my money off the table. All I have left is my 5 and a 9 for her to hit. That's roll number 4. So now we're at our threshold. We're at our threshold where we need to start making a decision. Do we roll with her or do we take our money off the table? That's a 5, 2, 7. So again, between 4 and 6 rolls is where you start making your decision, right? Right when I was talking about that, my decision was going to be if she would have made a point here, whether it was a 6, 4, 8, 10, or the 5 or the 9, that'd been great. But if she made anything other than my points, or she would have thrown an extreme, I was probably going to pull these down because I can. That's why. These are non-contractual bets, which means I can put them up and I can pull them away at any point in time that I feel like it, okay? So that's 5, 2, 7. It clears the board. We're going to continue on again. We're going to see just what happens here when a shooter comes up, or if she gets lucky, right? So hold on, here's my $5. I got to rebuy in my all tall small again, right? Because that went down as well. That's what you can't see up here in the top of my table. So this is kind of, I mean, this is really how I play. Just something that I come up with. Dice out. Oh, wow! Almost jumped out of the bucket here. All right, 5, 1, 6. 5, 1, 6. All right, so they'll move that to the 6. We're going to do it again. This is a new shooter, let's say. It's not the, even though she's the same shooter, but after you 7 out, the dice are going to pass. It's going to go to someone else. We're still going to go ahead and get our 6 and 8. Okay? We're gonna get our 5, our 4, our 9, and our 10. Now, some of you may think I'm crazy for doing this on a random shooter, but if you do it long enough, you'll find out that 1, you're getting action, 2, you're building comps, and 3, you're gonna get your money back off the table. It actually does work. Look at that, 5, 3, 8, okay? So there's our 8. So we're bringing down both the 6 and the 8. Why? Because I don't want to be exposed that long. I'm trying to make some quick hits. Now, there is a saying and a phrase that I say a lot. I say it a lot to my buddy Big Money Mike. I say it a lot to the people that come out to, to learn how to do this, and I say it to my wife a lot. Blank money makes no money. Who can fill in that blank? What is it, baby?
Scared money.
Scared money makes no money. So don't be scared to put a few dollars out here on the table. Dice out. Dice are off the table. Got to reshoot that. Sorry. Scared money makes no money. So if you're too scared to put your money out on the table, you might want to reconsider what you came out to do here on this thing, because the money's going to come and go, and it's part of it. That's a 2, 1, 3. So we got a 3, we've got an 8, and we've got a 6 so far, correct? There we go. We're on roll number 4 right here, guys. Roll number 4, 6, 2, 8. Okay, this is where I start looking at this and saying, okay, roll number 4 is rolled an 8. Okay, to me, I'm going to give her one more chance to make one of my numbers. That's a 4, 2, 6. She hit the point. Okay, random shooter hit the point, which is great. That goes right here. Now it's all a reset. Everything's all back to a reset, just like what it was. I have step 2 of this, which goes a little different. You're going to see it here in a second. Same shooter, random, that hit the point, but it's still just as risky because I got the same person touching those dice. Dice are out. Now my bets here on a random shooter are definitely off. They'll never be on like my other program. My bets are on my place numbers, place bets, when I'm shooting the dice, not when anyone else is. That's a 5, 3, 8. Okay, so our new point's 8. And we're gonna come back out this time with only $18 on our 6 and 8. Now, I don't go to 30 on the same shooter on a second point. What I do is, it's 1, 2, 3 units. So it goes 1, 2 with 30, 1, 2 with 18, 1, 2 with, if she makes this point, it'll come down to 12. Okay? And then after that, it just stays there. It stays right at 12, 2 units. But most of the time, we won't see the pass, and you'll see this. All right, so there's the 8, it's out. The dice are out. Oop, dice off the table. Kind of springy, kind of bouncy. There we go. 2. Craps. 2. Needed that for our all smalls, so we're going to go ahead and mark that. It doesn't really hurt us any, but it does count as one of the rolls. So now we're starting back all over, right? Her dice are off the table again. This is her first, or actually that's her second roll, because the first roll was the point. 3, or the 2, I mean, is the second roll. That's a 6, 3, 9. It is right there. If I can make this work, there we go. 6, 3, 9. Okay, perfect. 6, 3, 9. I'm going to pay 15 for 1. There's the 1. 15, we're going to bring the 5 and 9 down. Okay? Kind of an easy way to play. It's, again, this doesn't require a whole lot of science to it. You don't need to bring a bunch of notes to the table. It's easy peasy. 5, 1, 6. There we go. That's the numbers you really want to hit, right? Because that's what you're looking for. Now my buddy Big Money Mike, he says, hey, I'm just going to put the money on the one number. Oops, the heck am I doing? Sorry, there's 18, that's 21. So I'm going to bring this down along with my 8. That comes off the table, okay? My buddy Big Money Mike says, well, instead of doing that, I'm just going to put it on one number and make one big hit. Yeah, that's okay. You know what? That's what you want to do. That's great. You're entitled to bet your own way. And remember, guys, I'm only showing you what you want to see, which is how I bet. This doesn't make this the exact win-all, end-all for strategies. It just happens to work for me. That's a hard 4. It just works for me, and when I go to the casino, it always seems to work. Sorry, 10 for 1. I'm trying to keep my white chip count down. There we go. All right, what was that, a 9 a minute ago? Yeah, 9, and this is a 4. Perfect. All we got left now is our 5 for our all smalls. Now, you see that? You see how that worked out nice and neat? She cleaned me off the board, which is exactly what we're trying to do. I don't care if she rolls another 100 times. I want to get off the board. I've recouped my money and I got off the board. That's a hard 10. Perfect, we needed that 10 as well. Okay, there we go. So again, the objective here is to get all the money off the table, 617. Look at that. No losses here, but I lost $5 up on my all tall small. That $5 is my loss, okay? That's all it is up here, just so that you guys know. She was one number away on the all smalls, which would have been $5, okay? But you guys got an opportunity to see how it went on one shooter, stage 1, stage 2. Go ahead and move over. I'm gonna have you move over to stick right 1 over here. And right there, yeah, that's good. Right where you're at, right there. And we'll start this up again. We got plenty of time on the clock here, guys, for the video, so we're not going to make it too terribly long, but I want y'all to see it from different angles, different positions from the shooter standpoint. My strategy is going to stay the same for a random shooter, no matter how I look at it. It's always going to be the same. I may make money, I may not make money, but for the most part, if I can break even on a random shooter, then I'm doing good, and you guys know that. These random shooters, you can never really count on them. That's why I've practiced with her as well. I kind of looked at this thing from, I call it a scientific approach, let's say. Again, that's where those 36 dice rolls come in from, you know? So we're trying to figure out what's the probability, what are the numbers? Well, it still holds true that on a random shooter, a 6 and 8 are their prime numbers. That's why I go heavy on a 6 and 8. Okay, 415. Now again, we're trying to recoup our money as fast as possible, minimize our losses, 15 for 1 on the 5 and 9 and the $10. We want to recoup our losses, or recoup our bets, and bring as much back as we can, right? So I don't want to leave much on the table to chance. My biggest fear, obviously, is what, guys? The 6 and 8, right? If she rolls a 7 here. We don't want that to happen, but you know what? It could happen. And that's called gambling. So if you're not prepared to lose a little bit, then you're not really playing this game right. You're never going to be able to hedge 100% of all of your opportunities. That's a 3. You're not going to be able to hedge all your opportunities and make yourself, you know, I guess you want to call that probably unexposed or risk averse. It's probably never going to happen. There's no such thing. So you can't be scared because you never know what's going to happen. That could have been a 5-2-7, instead it's a 4-2-6. And that pays. Guess what now? I get to breathe easy because I'm no longer exposed for as much as I feel comfortable getting exposed. Does that make sense, guys? I'm okay losing some money at the table on a random shooter. And that money That money could be $10, $15, $20, but that's about it. Now, as I stated in my other videos, I don't like losing a dime. What was that? 426, yeah, I didn't mark the 6, yeah. I don't like losing a dime. Oh, and that was the point too, shit. Oh, there, that was the point. Good, so we're actually in better shape. I don't like losing a dime, especially if it's my own. If some of it's casino monies, okay, it lessens the pain. It lessens the pain. All right, that's gonna reset our all tall smalls right there, that's 7. That's a 617. Again, because it's a random shooter, my bets are off. I don't lose anything here. I don't have a contract pass line bet, so I don't lose anything there. The only thing I did is I lose my all tall small bet. So I'll put that up here. I'll buy back in for this next shooter. That's actually that's still the same shooter because that was a off on a come out. Oh, barely 617. Same thing. I get to lose another $5. Now, of course, that dice didn't go very far. They're going to tell her, hey, please make sure that the dice hit the back wall. You're not that far away. If they're too heavy, let me know. They'll say all kinds of funny stuff. There's another 7. Holy smokes, this one's going to eat me alive. $5 at a time. Hold on. Holy, there's another 5. Yeah, I know. I could be hedging it with the 7s. Parlay of this would have been a fortune by now. There's a 2 craps. There we go. Finally got something that's going to make some kind of scoring. 2 doesn't hurt us, but it does count. It's one of the hardest ones to hit on that all smalls. There we go. So this shooter right here, obviously you've seen a few 7s. She got him out of the way, in my opinion. 1 crap. That's not too bad. Now she's got a point, 9. On this kind of a shooter like this, I look at it and go, man, do I really want to go in all the way or do I not? Well, because I'm a gambler, I do, just so that you guys know. I will go and I'll roll with this one here. Worst case scenario, I lose, right? But I'm not going to lose my life savings, I know that. It's just losing 50, 60, or I'm sorry, you got 50, 60, 70, 80, $90. I got 90 bucks up here, all right? So, here we go.
Do you not have 30?
What?
Because I hit my point and I'm still rolling?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, this is the same shooter. I'm sorry, you're right. You're correct. I'm sorry, I kind of lost myself because I was doing this narration. You're right, she caught me here. That's correct. This goes to 18. Sorry, guys. That does go to 18. She's still the same. I think it's the same same shooter is what I believe this was. So that goes to 18. So we're kind of saving ourselves here. Okay. Sorry about that. So you're correct. She is correct. So you go down to 18. So it goes to 30 is the first one, 18 is the second one, right? So we're not going to play very long on these shooters. 6, 4, 10. There we go, 6, 4, 10. It's going to be 10 for 1. My last white chip right there that I had to get rid of. And we're going to bring this down like this. Back up into the chip rack we go. Okay, here we go. Dice are out. And that's going to give us a 628. 628. Yes, this is what we wanted. 21. 628. What was the point before that? 10 or 4? 4. Yeah, and this is an 8, so mark the 8. Guys, I apologize. I'm kind of bad about marking my points up here. My all tall smalls. I don't know why. Okay, here we go. These are all coming down. Okay, again, protecting my original bet and pulling some profits each time we play. That's the name of the game. Bring something up almost every throw if at all possible. Okay, dice out. 617, just in time. Look at that. Just in time. Okay, so that's going to clear this off the board. It's gonna clear my all tall small as well. So we lose the 5 there. I think you guys get an idea for what we're doing, right? So we're gonna do one more so you can see. Let's see, go ahead and stand down on the corner there. Right, yeah, right there. So she's gonna be standing in the hook or stick right 3. And it's a little bit longer throw, so make sure they get to the back, please. There we go. 2, 1, 3. 2, 1, 3. Okay, we're gonna mark the 3 on our all tall small. Oh shit, sorry. Did I buy that on that? I don't know if I did. Here it is again. So all tall small, I always play it. I know it's everybody, they'll tell you it's a sucker bet, yeah, but you know what? We seem to hit it quite a bit, so I play it. It's only $5 on a random shooter, so again, you'll see, even after all the losses, you'll see where we are. Okay, it's a 4-2-6, so we're gonna mark our 6. Again, this is our first shooter out here, this side, and we're gonna go ahead and play it up just like normal. Okay, $30 6 and 8, because I want those to hit pretty quick. $10 5 and 9 each, and $5 4 and 10. Okay, that's what we're wanting to hit. With any luck, she'll hit the insides first and work her way out. It's a 5-1-6. Look at there. Again, probability, guys. You got to know probability. That's why I don't panic too much about laying the kind of money out here. The chances or the odds of this hitting is higher than anything else. So I don't mind going heavier on the inside numbers, and I gradually make them bigger, right? Because I'm trying to get my money out fast. All right? So that's a 5-1-6. That was our point. Okay? Here we go. Dice out. Same shooter. 5-4-9. 5-4-9. It's going to be our new point. Okay? 5-4-9. Going to mark our 9 on our all talls. And now we're going to go to 18, right? Because she was the first shooter, so we had it 30. Now we drop down to 18. Just like that. Okay. Here we go. Dice are out. 4-1-5. 4-1-5. With any luck, I'm gonna mark my 5. With any luck, this shooter is gonna do really well for us now, right? Because we've kind of been through it. There is another formula too about random shooters. It has to do with how many bad shooters you have in a row. Okay? You're not gonna get 7 of them in a row. I can tell you that. You're not even gonna get 6 bad shooters in a row. The average bad shooter around the table, positions, 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row. The average bad ones are 3. So you're gonna go through 3 meatheads, just horrible, horrible, horrible shooters. And then you're gonna get into a lucky one. What am I doing, 6? Yeah, 6, go pay 21. You're gonna run into a good shooter, okay? One that just gets lucky. I don't call him really, I shouldn't even call it a good shooter. You're just gonna get into a lucky shooter. One that's got some luck behind him, and it's gonna allow you to make the kind of money you're trying to make. And it's gonna happen every 3rd, maximum 4th shooter. If you're at a table and you're watching it because you're on the other side and you see these shooters all of them suck, I mean, they're all 1 and done, 1 and done, 1 and done, and the dice are coming to you too fast. You need to get off the damn table. That's 4-1-5. Sorry, here we go. Get off the table because you're going to lose your ass. 2-1-3. Here we go. This shooter's doing pretty good. So my exposure now is a $5, 4 and 10. I'm okay with that. I don't mind. I'll roll with her to see what happens. 5-3-8. Very good. 5-3-8. Got to mark that one. One hasn't been marked yet. Okay, on the all smalls, all we need is a 2 and 4. All talls, 10, 11, 12. There's our 516. 516. So this one here is a good shooter. Lucky, right? But I'm not going to jump in there just because I see something. 639, hit the point. That's what I wait for. That's exactly what I wait for. 639. So she's out again. Now we got the same shooter. She's working on her 3rd point now. Okay, dice out. Again, you don't have to get greedy. Remember that. That's a 5-3, 5-3, 8. Don't get greedy on what's happening, right? On that last roll, yes, I could have made a lot more money. Sure could have. But I didn't want my exposure to be out there for that long. I'm not comfortable with that. This is your 3rd, right? Okay, so my 3rd, look, I'm minimizing my exposure. The 4 and 5 always stay the same. They're consistent. These two are our variables. This is now only $12, and it's always going to stay at $12 at this point. Okay, that's how this particular thing works for me. Very rarely you're going to get a random shooter that's going to roll 3 points. And the likelihood of them getting 4, that's kind of out there. That's really asking for a lucky shooter. Okay? So this is the part where it's called gambling. 415. I'm going to recoup some here, but I'm already expecting a 7 so that y'all know. 415. Nothing against you, babe, but it's just probability. It's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. This is how it works. All about numbers. Okay, bringing down my 5 and 9. You guys will see in a minute the results, because this is our last little roll here. 516. Beautiful. It's going to be 15 for 1. Okay, that's going to bring down my 6 and my 8. Again, the strategy may not be for you. You may not like a regression. You may not like coming off the table. But again, everyone has their own thing, right? That's why I don't have, all 100% likes on my videos. I got a couple of thumbs downs. I don't like to see them, no. But, still, I'm not telling you this is what you should do. I'm just showing you how I do it, and I'm just making some suggestions. That's a 224. I make suggestions on what works for me when I'm actually at the casino, and I don't. 5 pays 9. 7 for 1. I give you suggestions on what works for me, and something that if you've never done it before, if you try it, you're going to see. Again, when I'm done bringing my chips down, you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, here we go. This shooter is on a roll. Made 3 points already. That's another hard 4. Shooter's made 3 points or 2 points. 2 points already. So I'm not expecting great things, right? But I've made my money. That's a 325. All I need right now for this shooter to do is to hit a 2, 10, 11, and 12. And then we're going to get part of our feature bet. That's going to pick us up an extra $60. 2 craps. There we go. So we hit the all smalls. Look at there. So I am happy as can be because I make my 60 bucks. There's 50, 60, and I'm down on my all smalls. So our lucky shooter is definitely lucky. So there's 60 extra dollars that we get to put up in our chip rack on a random shooter, y'all. Now, here we go. 10, 11, 12. Let's see if she can hit them all together. 12. She's going to go backwards. So guys, we're going to go 12, 11, 10. And we'll see. If I pick that up, we'll pick up not only the 30, but we'll pick up another 150 on the make them all. 415. Beautiful. Yes, I know, guys. I know you're watching this saying, shit, you should be betting out there. You should be out there. You should be doing this. Man, do what you want on your own money. This is how I do it. That's a 314. I don't worry about what I'm missing. I don't worry about those things. If I did, I'll drive myself crazy. 549. Okay, 549. I don't worry about the money I'm missing right now. It's not how I bet on a random shooter. Now, if it were me shooting and I wasn't betting on myself, then I would expect everybody to be kicking me in the balls. I mean, everybody. That's a 538. Look at there. Hit the point. Now, what that means for me is we get to come back up on the board as she continues. Okay? There we go. Come out, roll. All we need is a 10, 11, y'all. Woo. 314. 314. Okay. No big change on this one. It's the same as before. This is where our baseline is. 1, 2, and 2. That's it. Okay? We never get any lower than that. It always stays right there. That's going to be 2 whites right on top. The last 2 we got left, we'll put them out there. All right, now, this is her 3rd point maybe? This will be her 4th. The odds are definitely not in her favor as a random shooter, but you guys have seen this happen. Look, there's an 11. Bingo. I know the 10 is attainable. That's all we need to have a pretty good little payout. Great random shooter. One of the best I've ever seen right here. 213. 213. So far, we haven't made any money on our bets that are on the table yet. We are 100% exposed right here. 100% exposed. 213. Okay? But you know what? We've got so much money made from this shooter that we're going to go ahead and let it ride. That's what's going to happen. 2 craps. We're going to let that ride. We're going to see what happens. All she has to do is make a 10. How hard can that possibly be? Right? This is the way it happens at the casino. 224. Oh, nice. 224. So we finally get paid on our bets here. We finally get to bring something. Ooh, I gotta pay that one differently. Gotta pay it as a 9. There we go. We finally get paid on something that's on the table. So we're gonna bring it back. We're always gonna protect it. And for those of you that are saying, but yeah, you got such a hot shooter, you should be betting on her. You know what? That's fine. Oh, and it's the point. Oh shit, look at that. Golly, look at this, crazy. There we go. I for one, again, this is the strategy. You guys asked me, what do I do? There's a 10, look at that. Holy shit. We hit the all-tall, and it's the make 'em all as well. Wow, now we are really on the money. Okay, there's our $60 for our all-tall, and then we got 150. We got 150 for the make 'em all. My table is marked a little differently here, guys, but that's basically how it works. Look at that. That is a great payout for a $5 bet, even though we've missed out on all those other ones. And this is what I'm talking about. When you run into a lucky shooter like this, oh my gosh, it just makes it so much worth your while. And I'm not really betting that heavy. Some of you guys like to go out there and say, oh man, this shooter's hot. Well, let's go ahead and just start betting like crazy on her. Well, yeah, you might be able to do that, and then you start pressing your bets, and before you know it, you look up at your chip rack, and you got no money in it. Well, again, I've done all those things, y'all. Remember, what do you do for a living? I don't know, but I'm sure some of you are, doctors, dentists, attorneys, you're construction workers, you're you could be bankers, you could be whatever, right? I don't know, whatever it is you do for a living, I'll take your advice and I'll listen and I'll definitely try something your way, because the way I've been doing it hadn't been working. I got it. In this particular case, gambler, craps player, take my advice, watch how I do it. I don't really get greedy, but there's one thing I do have, and it's called consistency. Consistency. That's how I'm able to do this. 549. Oh, I need more reds. Damn, look at that, guys. If I'm digging for a stack of reds, where do you think they are? They sure as heck aren't here. Where are they? They're up at my chip rack. That's where they're at. Oh, that's where they're at. Okay, bring them down. This is going to be the last of it right here, so then we're going to count them up. You can see. This is perfect. This is perfect. Same shooter. She made everything, which is wonderful. 6. It does not relight or doesn't reset the all-tall small until it goes, till the dice pass to the next shooter. You know, and then yes, you know what? I am on house money, and I could be going so much bigger right now, so much faster. Yes, I can be. I know all those things, guys. I know all those things. Again, remember, I'm not catering the video just to those of you that are you know, gamblers that like to go out there and throw a lot of money. Remember, my audience is everybody, from the beginner to the intermediate to the expert. Everyone has their own methods. Everyone has their own style. I'm answering a lot of questions, which was how do I bet when I'm with somebody? It's a random shooter on the table, and I don't want to just stand there staring at them. Well, this is what I do. It's 12, so I don't even care what these numbers are now at this point. I just want my 5 and 9 and get off the board. Ooh, almost hit the camera. Or kind of did, maybe. Those dice flew right off the table. There we go. She's rolling good. I gotta tell you, I'm getting lucky. 6, 4, 10. I got a feeling the 5 and 9 is coming, so I can get off the board. Again, remember, my goal on a random shooter is not to stay on the board. I want to get off. I want to get off the board as fast as possible. 2, 1, 3. And if I can get a roll like this going, then yeah, you know what? She'll hit her point and get to start all over again. 3, 2, 5. Wonderful. There's that 3, 2, 5. So now all my money comes back off the board again. That makes me happy. Again, remember, slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race. You don't have to come out there and start going, well, you know, I'm missing all this, I'm missing all that. Yeah, you are. You are missing that, which is good. Let that be a lesson to you. Don't cave into greed. Because the minute you put in all this money, guess what's going to show up? That 7 that you don't want to show up. 4, 2, 6. There you go. Good job. That 7 will pop its head up there. 5, 1, 6. Hopefully you make another point here. Make the 8 and I can do it all over again. This is a long roll for a lucky shooter. Dang, 4, 1, 5. Shit. That was a 4, 1, 5. That flipped over, by the way. There we go. 4, 3, 7. There we go. Finally. And guess what? I have absolutely no money on the board. My all tall small paid out. That's gone. All the numbers we had up here are gone. I don't have to worry about them. Everybody else who was betting heavy, $90, $100, 8. You know what? You may have been paid once. You may have been paid. You may have not have been paid. You may have been waiting. But they got to wipe all this money out the table. Okay? Now, for the part that everybody wants to see, because you're like, what in the heck? What in the world? You should have made a lot of money. Yes, we did. Again, random shooting. How I bet is exactly how you see it. Ooh. Here we go. Let's get her done. Just like this. There's 1. There's 2. Something tells me these are 2 black chips and my wife's going to take them.
Like who's win them for you?
For those of you who haven't seen that video, I made reference to, you know, part of my savings plan was my wife, right? Taking the chips, taking the black chips. Nothing disrespectful, it's just kind of funny when you said it. Okay. Now we might as well keep on going. Let's see. Man. All right, there we go. That's 25, 50, 75, 100. 25, 50, 75, another 100. So that's 200 right there. 200. Okay. So we got 200 in that one. So I'll put 200 right here. 25, 50, 75. 5, another quarter. There we go. There's another 100. Right there. We started with 200, guys. Now we're on profits right here. See, those things keep on flipping to the side. Oh, dang it. There we go. Almost had 500. 400. 4 more 100.